Hey Megan, how you doing? All right, I've got your work up right here. And let's go ahead and take a look. So, all right, front cover looks good. I don't recommend using all caps as a front cover. I think it's a little aggressive. I think we can really finesse that quite nicely. Think about negative space, think about activating negative space, and think about what we've talked about for the last several weeks about center aligned type and its lack of its ability to activate negative space. Perhaps you can create a more interesting cover treatment. I also recommend including her name on the front cover somewhere. That way, we know the viewer is introduced to the main relevant topic before they really have to get to the first page. Okay, I think that your typography looks good, but I just want to make one recommendation. I think this is the strongest page in the in the brochure, and the reason is because you've got type. You don't just have image and then type on the right hand side, image and type. I think this is really interesting where you have a half an image, then you have this kind of typographic composition introducing the page, then you have this drop cap introducing the text. I think that's pretty neat. I mean, and one thing you could even do on these pages is just add a little deck head too, a couple of paragraphs. You could even span both paragraphs to do that. Just kind of introducing the page and increasing the type size a little bit, then come down to your drop cap, right? So I think this is a really interesting configuration. I think it's far superior to entire image on left-hand side, entire image on the left-hand side, and then starting to compose the type. I think that this is very, very effective. I wouldn't mind seeing you duplicate this kind of general page mechanics, page layout in these other spreads as well. So theoretically, you could take this down here, reconfigure it, bring it down here, set it up as a headline, then a little deck head introducing the page, and then start your type. Or you could even just bring your type over here. This would entail adding more type to this page, but that's okay. That's a liberty we can take as a student, as students. Okay, I want to watch your gutters too. So, and anyway, that configuration I think will work for these spread pages where you have the images on the left hand side. Cut that to a half image. Assemble your typographic composition for the headline. I wouldn't recommend all caps, and then assemble it. Start into your type. I would add type here. Talk about the early designs. Don't just show them with captions. And again, I think this is the strongest page in the book. This page is out of balance though, and let me show you a little demonstration. I'm going to show you why this page is out of balance. We come to this page right here, right? The center of this page would roughly be, well, it doesn't matter where the center of the page is. Right now, we're looking at your use of grid. And so right now, this is the dead center of the gutter, right? So I'm going to place my cursor right there in the center of the gutter. We come down here and there's your gutter. So basically, if you're following your grid, this page, you're right on that center line gutter. So you might consider reconfiguring this page to follow that grid. Okay, so back to the center line gutter. This is where we get a problem. This page is out of balance because this left type column is much more narrow than this column is. And we can clearly see that by placement of that center gutter line. Here it is. Now we're encroaching and reaching beyond that center gutter line, okay, pushing the images over to the side and creating an imbalance on the page. It's too heavy to the left. I would recommend reducing this these width type widths right here, these column widths, and then I don't think we need to bleed these images. I would just cut them like that and then leave a little white on the side. I think that would add that kind of balance that we need. Okay, this is a good page. I love this page. My question here, of course, though, is this, and you got to have an answer or it should be changed. So before I get into that, I want to mention, okay, so you've got this color stripe, this color bar on the background here, but we don't see it here. We don't see it here. So, you know, there's this thing in design, and you heard me say this now since week one, is that if there's something in your design that only appears once, either use it again or get rid of it. But you don't want these kind of visual anomalies. You want to create patterns. You don't want to use something once. So this is used once, so either get rid of it or duplicate it here. I recommend not using it. Over here, again, now the question you're going to get, I can hear it coming right now. Let's check your center line here on the actual page. So let me see something. Uh-oh. Didn't want to do that. I'm not real sure exactly what happened here. Hang on one second. Not sure what happened there, but anyway. Yeah, okay, so our center of the page here. Just checking your gutters. Okay, okay. Okay, looking good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so back to this page right here. I can hear it coming in a portfolio review right now. What is the significance of this um, hexagon? And if there isn't any significance, try to you try to use a shape that has some sort of significance. Remember all those visual correspondence exercises that we did. So think about that. Certified. Okay, so this right here, it's a page 10, 11 closure and references pages. So closure would be really kind of a summary of what you've covered in the brochure. So I would definitely add text to this page. And references, you don't have to use the word certified, and you don't have to really even format this as it is another section. I would reduce the size of this type and just use the word references. And don't use just the website. Format your references in MLA, APA, or Chicago style. And format them as such and present them as such. If you need help with that, let me know, but that should be reviewed by this point, right? So let's go ahead and go through it and take a good close look at the typography. Okay, I want to increase. Okay, so I noticed, okay, old style numerals, definitely. Old style figures, definitely. You definitely want to use old style figures and small caps wherever possible. It really is going to show you're a student that has taken your type to another level, and it gets noticed. Believe me, it gets noticed. So I would recommend, if you don't have access to OpenType capabilities in the font that you've chosen, you can also just select the type, or select that number right there and just reduce it by a point or two. And the idea is to bring it, probably just 1 point would be fine, but you want to bring it a little bit more in line with the X height of the body copy. And the same thing with any area that is that using all caps, like, well, Soho. The S and the H could actually be small caps right here, Soho. So instead of all caps, use small caps. And that's all covered in a video announcement in the announcements area. So rags are looking darn good. I'll tell you what I would do. I would turn off hyphens altogether. I would turn off hyphens altogether. You've got quite a few hyphens. And if you want to go ahead and review the video tutorial on how to clean up your rags, it's over there in the announcements as well. And one of the techniques I show there is how to turn your hyphens off. These rags are gorgeous right here. These rags are great. This is a little uneven right here. We kind of can see. Watch my cursor here. We can see how my cursor is kind of moving in and out, in and out. And here it's kind of in. Well, here, now watch here, it goes way in here, then way back out, then this diagonal here, then way back out. And this is pretty good. And then we go way in, and then we come way out for this wave, and then we have this angle right here. Definitely want to work the rags on that section right there. Old style. You got old style here. I'm wondering why you're not using it here. Unless, of course, it's not available with that typeface, in which case just reduce the point size. Here's NPR right there. That's perfect case in point for small caps. Just reduce that by a point size or so. And again, the idea here is to bring that more in alignment with the X height of the typeface. Watch your rags. Watch your rags. Rags. That's good. That's good. That's good. This is what, watch your rags here. You don't want these kind of swoops right here. That kind of little wavy pattern right there. Okay, okay. Okay, other than that, I think we're looking good. So yeah, so those are my recommendations. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any clarifications necessary. And yeah, this is it. So we're turning in this week. So if you, like I said, if you want to run something by me between now and Sunday when we turn in our final piece, please have at it. I'll be more than glad to make additional comments. As many times as you submit, I'll critique. All right, how's that sound? Okay, great job. Thank you very much.